What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up with you guys? Are you ready for this? I don't think you guys are even ready for what I'm about to lay on you guys today. What I want you guys to do is get your notebooks. Yes, you see the time? It's 12 o'clock at night. Because this is when real information is given out to people. It's not given to you in the daytime. They know you're alert. They know you're awake. But the rich don't sleep. They stay awake just to get the information. So are you ready? Now, let's talk about it. Social Security. Do you guys even know what Social Security is? Do you understand what Social Security is? If you don't know who's talking, yes, it's me, Mr. Finance, Keon Corneff. How you doing today? I'm here to talk to you about Social Security for the simple reason that you need to know. Many people love to use this word where they say, I'm good. I got Social Security. And I'm here to tell you that, are you sure you're good? Are you positive you're good? I'm going straight into it. Now, the book I will be talking from today, I'm going to be talking from two books. We're going to be talking from the Saving Your Future book today, right? This book is one of the best. This is through our company. If you need a copy of this book, let me know. Message me, call me, text me, whatever. And the next book I will be talking from is this book. And it's called Who Stole the American Dream? Now, this book was published in 1992. So you don't see that people were talking about this from way back then, right? And then our book was published recently here in the millennium. And it's almost like the problem has evolved, but we're going to talk about it, okay? Now, this meeting is also brought to you by Bshynaz Legacy Movement. We are one of the number one financial educational platform on YouTube, and we're going to be one of the number one motivational videos on entrepreneurship and business ownership and financial literacy. And we are under the proud leadership and great mentorship of the world system builder, no other, the proudest of them all. And I'm nothing but proud to be a world system builder. And one of the things that we're going to talk about today, like I said, is Social Security. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about this thing. It says here in the book, Social Security. Congress established the Social Security Act of 1935 to help supplement the income of retirees. Unfortunately, Social Security SSS has become the only source of income for millions of Americans today. Social Security is funded by the current payroll taxes, which is called FICA, F-I-C-A, from you and your employer. Thus, the shrinking pool of workers per retiree will be a big challenge to the system. The following chart lists the full retirement age by the year of date, the year of birth, right? So here's the ages that you guys need to know, right? So the age of receive full Social Security benefits are year of birthday. If you have the birthday, if you're born in 1943 to 1954, you can receive full retirement at age 66. If you're born in the year of 1955, you have to wait until you're 66 years old and 2 months. If you're born in 1956, you must wait till age 66 and 4 months. If you're born in 1957, you have to wait till age 66 and 6 months. And if you're born in 1958, you must wait till age 66 and 8 months. If you were born in 1959, you would have to wait until age 66 and 10 months. And if you were born in 1960 and later on, you will have to wait until age 67. Isn't that crazy? So it says here, people who were born on January 1st of any year should refer to the previous year. So it also goes on to say, you can start receiving benefit as early as age 62, or you can wait until full retirement age. Of course, early retirement will give you fewer benefits, Your spouse can also receive half of your benefit amount whether he or she works or not. So that's just to give you guys just a rough estimate of what's going on here, right? And it's very important for you to know this. And if you don't know this, you need to get with the program and know it. All right? So, you know, one of my mentors, they always say, you can't put light behind black people. I just thought I would share. But it's very important for you to know this. And if you don't know this, you're going to have a tough retirement age if you depend on Social Security. Now, here's another thing. Let me move over here so you can see me better, right? One of the other things that's so important for you to know about Social Security is the simple fact that if you don't put yourself in a position to understand, I know, you know, one of the things that people always ask me, do my Social Security get taxed, right? A lot of people don't understand that. They don't even know how they get taxed or how they don't get taxed. So here's something I want you to know. Taxes on your Social Security benefits. Your Social Security benefit will be taxed depending on your income. You know, people always say as I get older, I don't have to pay a lot of tax. Well, here's the facts. If you're still working your salary, and these are talking about why you get taxed, right? Your Social Security benefit will be taxed depending on other source of income. So it says here, if you're still working your salary, if you're earning interest and gain and capital gains, if you withdraw from your retirement savings such as an IRA, 401k, 403b, and other employer-sponsored program, if you earn gains from an annuity distributions. Also, however, it says here, however, Roth IRA distributions are income tax free assuming certain requirements are met as outlined previously. Withdrawals and loans from insurance policies are also not taxable event and thus won't be counted. Did you know that? See, everybody always look at me and say, oh, Keon, is this about insurance and all that? The key word about insurance is life. And it all depends on which one you're buying. You notice they said here, keywords again. This is for Social Security now. It talked about everything else that affected it. But it says here, withdrawals and loans from insurance policies are also not a taxable event and thus won't be counted. So it says here, I'll move forward from there. Now you hear that, right? Depending on your income, combined income from you and your spouse will be subject to tax. Thus, Uncle Sam will be there even after you retire. So, will your tax rate be lower when you retire? It depends. It really does depend. Chances are, if you have a good income and make sizable withdrawals from your pension and qualified plan, in addition to Social Security benefits, you may be in a high tax bracket. And let me tell you why they say that. Because listen to this. This is what people need to know, right? As you get older, you start receiving Social Security and you think you have it all figured out. Here's the thing. Furthermore, your mortgage is most likely paid off. So there is no mortgage deduction, right? Also, the kids are all growing up. So no dependent deduction for kids or kids tax credit can be claimed either. Worse, if you fail to do required minimum distribution, which is RMD, at age 70 and a half, you will have to pay a 50% penalties on top of the income tax on the RMD amount. So not only are you going to lose that 50% of your income, but you're going to pay taxes on what you already lost. because you failed to start taking out the money before 70 and a half, due to the fact that retirement age is around 66 if you were born after, this is the crazy part, if you're born after 1960, the retirement age where you can receive your full Social Security is 67. And most people don't even remember to take it out before that. Now, this is when I'm going to start going into the other segment of this talk. Now, the other segment is where we'll go into the book here. Who Stole the American Dream, by this very awesome author here. And this book was published in 1992. And as you can see, it was a bestseller. And I'm pretty sure half of you guys that's on my page never heard of this book. But yet still it sold, or it printed over 500,000. Now here's another book that you guys probably never heard of. The Saving the Future book, and we've printed over 1 million copies of these books. 1 million copies have been printed and probably been out already. And 1 million people have seen this and hold this book, read this book. And I bet you half of you guys haven't read this book because you don't want to learn about how your money is. Well, let me tell you what the lack of care will mean for you in Social Security. So, before I get into my coverage, I'm just going to give you guys some knowledge, right? And I'm going to talk about Social Security because I just did this earlier. Now, many people heard of the word pyramid schemes, and many people think that all pyramid schemes are illegal, and many people don't know there are legal pyramid schemes, some of the same ones that you guys are dependent on. Now let's talk about them. In the book, and I will be quoting from the book. This is from, I will be reading from Who Stole the American Dream, right? It says here in the book, it was just such a good read. I just want to share this with you guys. It says, the biggest pyramid scheme in the world. The alarming truth is that there are many organizations and enterprises in the world that are without a doubt a pyramid scheme of the highest, or more accurately, lowest order. In fact, the biggest pyramid scheme in the entire world is legal. It's run by the United States government. It's called Social Security. There's not a person under 50 years of age in America who should expect to collect all of his or her Social Security benefits at retirement. Everybody knows the Social Security Administration will be broke by the time it's their time to turn to collect. It also says here, really, what is Social Security but a huge pyramid scheme? It also goes on to say, you pay a percentage of your earnings every month of your working life, and a pretty big chunk it is, too, so that one day when you retire at what age is 62 years old, you'll get a monthly benefit check till the day you die. Now the US government gets all this money from everybody who works and earn money in America, and what do they do with it? They pay the people whose investments are due now, just like Carlo Ponzi, which was a famous for pyramid schemes. He was good. That's where the word Ponzi scheme come from Carlo Ponzi. I'll talk about him later on. Is there any extra? The government loans it to guess who? Themselves. The only thing you'll see if you open up the Social Security saving vault is a big fat IOU sign by Uncle Sam. Right now, they're doing okay with this game because between 1946 and the mid 60s, 76 million kids were born into a huge mega group of humanity called the baby boom. All those millions of boomers have been donating money into the fund all their working lives. And they're paying for those folks who are old enough to be getting Social Security benefits right now. But what happens when it comes time for the first of those 76 baby boomer to start collecting, which should take place about 2010? Well, you guessed it. There won't be any money left. After the baby boomer come to the baby bus, there have been nowhere near the same number of births since the baby boom, but but probably never will be again. So there'll be far fewer people paying in money, and that there will be people that will be taken out. It's already happening. In business term, it's called a negative cash flow. Too much month at the end of the month. Did you know that the males who turned 30 in 1990 will have paid $200,000 or more in Social Security than they will actually live to ever collect? So no wonder 7 out of 10 families pay more in Social Security taxes than they do in income taxes. Talk about a scam. What's going to happen when the first wave of baby boomers take out so much money that there's nothing left? The crash of the airplane game will be like a fly going down a drain compared to a nationwide devastation when Social Security crashed. You tell me, is value flowing down this pyramid, or does it sound like a Carlo Ponzi scam? That's what's going on with Social Security today. That's what's happening. And if we don't start taking control and educating ourselves and preparing ourselves, we are going to fall in one of the worst devastation that we ever seen when it comes to Social Security. Here's something I'm going to post right now. If I could find, okay, here it is. I'm posting right now a link about this Social Security. I encourage everybody to go to it. It's in the comment box or the description box when I post this on YouTube. Right? That link is going to give you some wake up about what's going on. Now, what's going on right now, before I get into the other part that I'm going to read for you guys and share with you, right? So you guys get a better understanding. What's going on right now is the fact that Social Security, no one is talking about this. No one is talking about the fact that Social Security already projected that they're going to exhaust through the reserve fund that's in the trust fund. They're going to be exhausted within 2035 to 2037. They're going to be exhausted through this. Right? Now keep that in mind as I go over this section right now. And I'm back in the Saving Your Future book. This book here, our company's book. Now this is what happened. Now you know that they already projected that the reserve funds that they have will be exhausted in 2035 or 37. And I'm going to tell you some of the reasons why that is. Pay attention. It says here, today, there are 76 million baby boomers, people who were born between 1946 to 1964. Every day, 10,000 of them turn 65. Many of them were hit hard by the financial crisis that took place in 2001 and 2008. Many more struggled to survive because they did not prepare for retirement. Then you have Generation X. These are the baby boomers' kids. Generation X, born between 1965 to 1980, are middle-aged adults. They are worried about keeping their jobs and paying growing bills. Many of them are sandwiched between the burden of taking care of their own family and helping their parents. Then you have my generation, the millennials. Those who were born after 1980 are facing even bigger hurdles with the new economy. As the labor market becomes global and companies are increasingly sending their operations overseas where labor costs are lower, in addition, more jobs are being replaced due to the advance in software and automation. Technologies and smart machines change fast, and workers' skills may not be able to keep pace. Many people will be left behind or will have to settle for lower skilled jobs and temporary employment. Now, remember we talked about what funds Social Security? You know that back in the days, for every one person that was retired, there was 40 people working. There was 40 people funding Social Security so that that one person could be retired. Now that has dramatically shrunk. Now it's 3 for every one. And with the fact that most jobs these days are not able to give a millennials like myself, which is the largest boom in the world is the millennials. We are 80 plus million. 80 plus million or even more globally, but in the US it's 80 plus million. We had the largest boom. And the fact that in our era, in our time, when Social Security need our workforce at its biggest peak to continue to provide Social Security for the baby boomer era and Generation X that is next up in line to go in their retirement phases. Now, what is wrong is the fact that our country and most of our government is not paying attention to the fact that the only way we're going to fix this problem is if we start focusing on bringing more jobs here and keeping jobs here, because most of these corporations believe in layoffs and firing, because the fact that they think that by driving down labor force it ups their profits, but they don't understand that they're killing the economic by not allowing more people to have jobs. So the less jobs that they provide for the people is the way that it's almost like you're sucking the country dry. And I can't understand why none of our leaders and none of the governments are not seeing this and not understanding that the way we are able to build back our country's economic system and build up our economic is by providing more jobs so that way more people can feel comfortable spending, because right now people are harvesting their money and not enough of it is circulating. And that's one of the reasons why we're having this problem today, because more people are now working. The ones that are working are carrying the burden of those that can't participate due to the fact that there's not enough jobs. And I can't understand why no one is pressuring this. Why no one is brave enough to go to those corporations and say, listen to me, you see you just finish off your portfolio this year. You had a great year, every year after year after year, and you brought in millions, billions of dollars in production, and yet still the biggest guys that is getting the biggest bonuses are the CEOs, and the people that's working in their corporations are suffering. That's the reason why I don't work for nobody. I started working for myself, and I'm teaching people how to do the same thing, because they don't appreciate our work. They don't. They treat us like we're just freaking cattle, and they could just toss us around when they feel like, and they don't appreciate us because they don't understand that it ain't those big top Fortune 500 companies that run America. It's us, the people, because we the one that give those companies their power. And when people find out that we are the power to make our countries better, and if we all go and say, you know what, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to become my own boss. I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to go out there and create my own opportunity because you know what, you don't want to give me one, I'm going to create one for myself. And you see how much they're going to come back to you. That's why I realized that we live in a country where it's distribution. Distribution is key. Distribution is key. That's why I love the business that I'm in. I love the opportunity that I have to offer. It's a financial literacy distribution platform. Why you think companies like Amazon is killing it? Why you think companies like Uber, Lyft? Why you think companies like AR, the renting company, that ABR, whatever their company they call themselves? These people are making money because it's all about distribution. And when the companies fail to realize that, look at Henry Ford. Henry Ford was not known because he made the best cars. He was known because he was the fastest assembly. And he made profit by hiring a lot of people. And the more people he hired, the faster his assembly line was able to push out the cars for him to sell them. And he was known for the fastest assembly of cars. He was a car manufacturer. He was the greatest of it because he understood marketing and he understand that people bring the value. That's why Social Security is failing. That's why Social Security is not going to live up to its promise. And us millennials will not have no Social Security. And if you're watching this and you keep telling people that I'm good and I got Social Security, I don't care if you're a baby boomer, you're not going to be good. I'm here to tell you that you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer in your retirement age if you only sit there and talk about some retirement and Social Security. They're going to send you, if you look on their brochure, they tell you that do not let Social Security be your only source of income. And if you only dependent on Social Security in your retirement age, you're going to be in trouble. Mark my word, you're going to be in trouble. So if you don't take the chance to start educating yourself and start creating other opportunities, other sources of retirement, and stop depending on the government, that's what's wrong with people today. We need to stop depending on the government. And we need to start bringing solutions. What's the solution? Become self-retired. Become self-employed. That's what we need to do. It's time you take a stand. Educate yourself. And if you ever want to learn more about that, subscribe to my page. Reach out to me. Text me. Call me. I'll gladly go over all of these things with you because financial education is needed. If you ever want to call me or text me, 973-873-5977. My name is Keon Corniff, also known as Mr. Finance. I look forward to talking to you. There's a lot we could discuss and a lot for you to learn. It's time you learn. Have a wonderful night. If you just joined on now, make sure you re-watch this video, share it, like it, and it'll be up on YouTube so that way you could send the link. And remember to subscribe to my my page, which I will be putting up in the comment box and it will be in the description as well. Make sure you go follow my YouTube. And thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Remember to hit like and share. Comments. I love reading comments. If this video gave you some insights on things and it made it a little bit more easier to understand, let me know. If you think there was something that I forgot to mention, let me know as well. I wanted to go a little deeper, but I don't want this video to go too long. So have a wonderful night. Love you guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.